but I have to admit him coming to play on opening night is awesome." Nate was right. I knew the importance of a strong social media presence for a business's success. Being able to splash Lars's photo up on our Instagram feed was huge, especially since it was on brand. The goal was to turn a former boarding house, owned and operated by my grandmother back in the 60s and 70s, into a chic bed and breakfast. The behemoth Queen Anne-style building was set on a huge swath of land, complete with a big pool, sprawling deck, and adjacent garage-turned-bar. Nate and Sarah had recently opened the Cool Vibes Cafe, and it had quickly become a hotspot for locals and tourists alike. Me and my BFF/business partner, Kat Miller, hoped to piggyback on their success with the B&B. Our dream was to make it the trendiest accommodation in the area for bachelorette parties, girls' weekends, date nights, and romantic getaways. Having the winner of a reality TV singing competition come and perform, it definitely got the attention of our target market. My only question was why Lars had agreed to do it. Yes, this was his hometown, but we weren't boasting a large crowd. The B&B had only 10 rooms. The capacity of the bar was well under 100 people, a much smaller number than he'd normally get at a regular performance. He used to play for my grandmother's guests on the back deck with his high school band. Maybe he was feeling nostalgic. Did he miss home? Did he miss me? Stop it. Big breath in, big breath out. I strolled through the California-inspired decor of the pool area. As I scanned the huge green leafy plants, natural wood furniture, and soft pink accents, everything looked perfect. Kudos to faux greenery. I continued into the cafe, a transition made seamless thanks to the bar's floor-to-ceiling sliding glass doors. It was one of the few features Nate had chosen to keep when he overhauled the property's dilapidated garage. The wide doors were designed to be left open on nice days, allowing patrons a full view of the newly renovated pool and adjacent B&B. A bark broke through my thoughts, and I glanced down to see Duke, my one blue-eyed, one brown-eyed husky, fresh from his nap. He wagged his tail as our eyes met, and I bent down to give him a pat. He flipped upside down, and his tongue flopped out onto the pool deck without a whiff of grace. I hope you don't try this move with our guests. Not everyone appreciates your talents. He sat up and barked at me as if arguing with my reproval. Huskies were known to be chatty. Duke was a legendary motormouth. Zip it, furball. I have things to do. Duke licked my bare knee, and we marched side by side toward reception. The back entrance into the bright and airy space was quiet, but the retractable front window was up, and I could see the shiny, blinged-out SUV Nate had been talking about parked nearby. Our full-time summer season receptionist, a local art student named Penny Rankin, was busy organizing the soap and essential oils we had on display. A last-minute addition, they were one of a few details left to attend to, like setting up the samples for guests to sniff and shelving the dozen or so bottles. We wanted them visible without taking center stage. Penny glanced up and waved before turning her attention back to her task. A long mirror adorned with the Pearl's logo and hot pink neon lights ran behind her. No doubt she was engrossed in our favorite podcast, My Favorite Murder. I didn't bother to interrupt. This week's episode was a nail-biter. I caught my reflection as I turned my attention toward the door. I took the opportunity to fluff up my bangs with my fingers and smooth down my long brown wavy hair. It hadn't changed much since high school. Neither had the rest of me, really, although the casual black shirt dress I wore now was a little more sophisticated than my teen faves of bedazzled jeans and halter tops. "I knew it," an invisible and judgmental voice said. I whirled around to see my best friend and Peril co-owner, Kat Miller. She was peering out from behind the collection of faux greenery as if auditioning for a low-budget version of Tarzan. Duke barked and wagged his tail in approval. "What are you doing back there?" I demanded. "Didn't we already agree you weren't allowed to hide from guests?" Kat harumphed as she rose to her full height of 5'10", a fact she lorded over 5'0" me whenever I was winning an argument. She shook out her shiny jet.